Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. This is your Monday morning update. We haven't been with you for a few days. I'm your host, Mike Barrett in Seattle, Washington, and that lovely lady down there with the lustrous hair is Jennifer Falah Doring in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how are you today?
I'm good. We've got, if I drop off all of a sudden, it's because we've got a windstorm coming through.
Yeah.
So, if power drops or if a tree falls on the house and I black out, that's what happened.
That's what happened. It came through here a couple hours ago, and it was pretty windy, but not so bad. It was funny because, normally when I sleep at night, I go on YouTube and I'll either put on, like healing music. And I'm like you, I'm a little paranoid about the healing music because what if they put demon music in there instead?
Yeah.
But I put on, sometimes I just put on then thunder and lightning and rain shower sounds. So it's white noise in the background, and that helps me sleep. And this morning I'm like, I thought I put on music, and I'm half awake, and I'm hearing this rain and thunder and everything. I'm like, oh no, that's real. That's actually real. And then Hot Tub Pickle Girl was doing a Twitch stream, and I put her, she was on my phone, and then I dreamed I was hanging out with her for like 2 hours, and then she was really mean to me. So
that's too bad.
It's too bad that she was really mean to me in my dream. So all right, guys, I'm back. It's been a rough week for me. I mean, recovering from the jet lag. Jet lag, I'm not used to jet lag, but it's a real thing because it really hit me Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Here I am. I'm still would rather be in bed, but it's pretty interesting stuff. I was going to remind everybody this is going to be a short week. I'm going to be here with Jen on Monday. I'm going to be on my own on Tuesday. It's going to be a very short news update tomorrow because then I have to run to the dentist. And then Wednesday, I have to catch a plane. So I'm going to do an hour with Jen, 10 to 11, straight up Jen reading. And then we're out of here at 11, boom, and I'm going straight to the airport. So nothing Thursday, nothing Friday, and probably no SNL this week. So just to let everybody know what the schedule is.
Where are you going this time?
I am going to Texas. I'm going deep in the heart, not in the heart of Texas. I'm going to the border. I'm going down to a town called Edinburgh, Texas, which is right on the border. So I will be able to give a real news report talking to the locals there about how bad things really are in terms of, just in terms of the border wars that are going on and that kind of thing, which actually reminds me, I want to actually go get a screenshot up now that I think about it. It's always great to do your show prep in the middle of the show. But there was a whole bunch of information this weekend, and it was kind of interesting. I'm trying to find, here it is. Here's the Monkey Works thing. Let me show you this, Jen. On Saturday, when I was traveling home, Friday night, people said, well, they're canceling flights all over the place. You'll be lucky if you get home. And I was on Alaska. Apparently, Southwest canceled a shit ton, which is slightly more than a metric ton. That's a shit ton of flights on Saturday. And then the activity yesterday, look at all these military flights. Apparently, it was over 600 military flights the same day that all of these commercial flights were canceled. Now, my flight path was over here where it's less densely populated, but I'm just wondering, Southwest indicates maybe some activity along the border. We know that the border area is one of the last places they wanted to clean up before they went forward with the White Hat plan and all that kind of stuff. Are these connected? Are the commercial flight cancellations and the military flights connected? That's question number one.
Yes. So what I see happening here is you've got some serious threats going on. So that's why we have so much air up for the military. We've also got something that went on, like a cyber something with the Southwest. But I think it may have been strategic, so they're not in the air. But something went on computer-wise with that.
Computer-wise. Interesting. Okay. So then the other aspect of this is, did it have to do, was there anything going on that was the threat across the southern border? Because, Biden's about ready to just open up the southern border completely, which would be a complete catastrophe. And basically it's an act of war against our own country. But was there something having to do with the border and with, finishing off stuff before they can go forward with the reset and the SARA and all that kind of thing?
Yeah. It's not your average, people coming over from Mexico. They've got these are people from like Middle East. These are people from that part of the world. Um, so they have like these pockets of them sitting in Mexico. Okay. Um, Interestingly enough, today the only gentel that I could get was that I said, "What is delaying all of this?" And he said Iran. So I don't know if
Hmm.
we've got threats coming in from them, um, as far as that we're not hearing about,
Mm-hmm.
but something going on with them is delaying this.
Interesting. They're in Iran because Iraq was supposed to, their Supreme Court was supposed to meet today and rule on these lawsuits. And interestingly, from Mark Z, a reporter from our friend Mark Z, the original Mark Z this morning, what he heard was that what in fact happened was the court got together and said that the rate that is being requested in these lawsuits is insufficient. It was really still less than a penny. Um, but it was not good enough, and that they needed to come back in 2 or 3 days, like on Wednesday, with where they would rule on a much more substantial rate for the Iraqi dinar, which would put it into the $2, $3, $4 range. So it was interesting that happened today, and that you say there's this threat from Iran, and of course Iraq and Iran have not really gotten along very well. Persia and Arabia don't get along all that well, and it's been an issue for quite some time. So I'm
When I heard
curious.
it this morning, I mean, Iraq, something like that's really easy to hear. Really sounded like Iran, not Iraq, is causing the delay right now. So
Well, I say
something's
Iran.
going on with that. Are we going to hear about this soon? Yeah. You're going to start hearing stuff about it.
Okay.
Now, my second thought and a little nagging suspicion ties in Israel with this somehow.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, but
Well, Israel loved it when Iraq and Iran were at war because it kept them busy killing each other instead of killing them. So, yeah, somebody said Candace dropped a truth bomb on Saturday. I remember that she did, but I can't remember what it was. I'm so jet lagged.
Sorry.
I was so jet lagged. So if somebody remembers what the hell she was saying, what she said, then remind us here in the chat, and we can ask Jen about it. Because I remember I meant to ask Jen about it, and I didn't write it down. So
this is what it feels like. I don't have it. I mean, I didn't have time to go into meditation. I was preparing for possible blackout today with the windstorm, but so it has something to do with Iran for the delay. The deep state, or not the deep state, but the cabal in Israel has pretty much lost a grip on the Ukraine and Taiwan as we speak, and so Israel's probably their last stronghold, and they are going to use, interestingly enough, their bad guys in Iran to do something or delay something, or so it's almost like it's shifted, and so that the remaining bad guys in Israel or that's the part of the movie we're watching now, is going to pair up. It's going to look like they're fighting with Iran, but the bad guys in Israel are actually using Iran to hurt everybody and to cause delays.
Right.
So that's, I don't really, I might get more information later, but that's what I'm seeing with these like lines tying things together right now in my mind.
Got it. Okay, so now I remember Victoria reminded me of several other people. Candace made an assertion that Starlink is not actually owned by Elon Musk, that he's the front man, that the actual owner of Starlink and controller of the company, which is going to be the communication system, is Donald Trump Jr.
Really?
Is that true? That's what she said. So let's go ask Gabe and see if that's true.
That is awesome. Okay, let me ask.
Is Donald Trump Jr. the true owner or / controller of Starlink?
He is with some other people.
With some other people. Is Elon Musk?
So there's not just one person that owns it. So I see like 2 other people standing with him.
Wow. God, sorry about I don't know if you guys can hear that little alert sound, but it's somebody's liking everything on my Instagram right now. And for some reason, it's reminding me of that. Yeah, that was pretty interesting stuff. So this is also the week you said that I might be exchanging some of my Iraqi dinar for American money. I just wanted to check with you on that. And do we have any updates on that, or has that all been delayed by the other events going on?
There have been delays. There have been things pushed back. This was supposed to all be set and happen a couple weeks ago or back in March. So I don't have any. I'm a little hesitant to give you anything on that right now. So It is coming. There is some kind of strategic delays trying to stop all this so that they can do something to usher in their reset.
Usher in their version. Yeah, their horrible reset. Yeah. That's pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so then one of the other issues that came up that I thought was really pretty interesting, Trump did a rally on Saturday night. I did not watch it. I was dead to the world. Did not watch it. And I have heard that he made certain little comments that can be taken, various different ways. First thing first, was that, and also he danced. And when he dances, I tend to think that's real Trump, because real Trump dances and fake
That
Trump
was him.
dances. Was that real Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, that absolutely was real Trump. The other thing is that he made several assertions about changes in government and things like that, and you're not going to have to wait till 2024. So are they now signaling out in the open that they're going to change his stuff?
I didn't catch that part of it. What did he actually say?
Well, I don't know the details. I don't know the exact wording.
Because I watched it and I didn't get that.
He made several inferences to the possibility that Joe Biden would be gone before 2024. No?
Well, he may have, and I think that's true. But, with Trump, you're not going to see a whole lot of intel coming out from these rallies. It's basically, I watched the thing and it was a really, it was promoting the people that were running there.
Yeah.
And he really has to appear as though he's just off having his rallies, looking forward to elections. He doesn't have anything to do with anything. And so it's always disappointing to watch, because we're like, is he going to say anything? Is there anything we're going to learn anything? And he really can't. Because if he gets tied to anything that goes down, the public would be like, he's taking over the country, he did this, so he really has to remain neutral. He has to, and we've seen that play out all this time with all these rallies. Just everybody's like, oh, maybe he'll say something this time, and
never really seems to happen that way.
I look more at his private interviews. I think we get more out of the private interviews than anything.
You mean the ones with one-on-one interviews with people rather than the public? Because everybody's focused on what he says in the rallies, I guess, is the main thing.
Well, I know that was him. He came out. There was no weird attire. He had a red tie on. And the other reason I know it's him, because you can feel like there's all this love coming from the people for him when he walks out. When it's the other guy, it almost kind of bounces off and goes back. But when it's Trump, you could just really feel it surge. I mean, it's almost like people just know without really knowing. And that was there. Definitely.
Thank you, Expialidocious. Yeah, it was the pizza reference. He talked about how the bad guys were passing around, I forget what he was referencing, like pizza, which is a
pizza party or something. I remember
pizza party, yeah. So that was.
If anybody can quote that, they're passing around like pizza. I remember that.
Yeah. So,
does anybody remember who he was referring to in that and I'll ask. I'll be specific about what he said.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you don't have any other Gentel, you didn't ask for Gentel questions. I don't have a lot more things going on. Is this military activity going to continue, or did they take care of what they needed to take care of?
It's going to continue.
Okay.
I think we're under a major threat right now. I don't have any information to back that up. It's just when I saw those planes, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. So as we get into this week, got any thoughts or feelings about what we can expect? It was the pizza references from the Hillary Clinton email that was released by WikiLeaks. That was years ago, though. That was 5 or 6 years ago. Anyway, so any thoughts about what we can look for this week?
Let me see.
No, it was yesterday.
Nothing off the top of my head. Let's just get some questions so we can get it rolling and see if I pick anything up.
Okay. All right. Let's go to questions. I
did have a couple beers last night with my sister who's in town. So I'm a little bit foggy this morning. So,
Jen, is there an elemental connection with angels? Raphael Air, Gabriel Water, Michael Fire, Uriel Earth. Also, is there an angel Sandalphon and Metatron? I have no idea what any of that means.
Metatron is Enoch. I call him Enoch. I've met him once. Yes, I've heard of Sandalphon. Have not met him. I really don't know. I have never gotten into element references when dealing with the angels, so that's not something that I would know. Maybe somebody who deals more with the angels and also is concerned with earth energies would make those connections. People like to classify things. I do know that the archangels have their specialties. They can all heal, they can all protect, they can all guide, they can all inform. But like Raphael is, geared more towards healing. Gabriel is the messenger. Michael, protector. Uriel, you're going to talk to Uriel. I talk to Uriel about like very large universal concepts. So I don't know about that.
Okay. Good morning, Mike and Jen. Love you. We love you too. Christine Packer says your halo is beautiful. Alaska Air also had some cancellations on Saturday. Not my flight. My flight I was in the middle seat. It was okay. I had two ladies on either side of me, so I had space.
There may be things going on where they don't, because I feel like there's a little like good guy hand in this with these flights. And they may be grounding flights, not just from weather, but they may be doing things computer-wise to clear the skies in a certain area for a certain amount of time.
Okay, Marcus Toledo wants to know, Jen, will NASA's Titan 3, that's a rocket, on steroids work, and when will Jeff Bezos be brought to justice for being a grifter and attempting to sabotage the new space race, hopefully before he can buy the Seahawks? Will their new rocket work? And
Jeff Bezos.
When will he be brought to justice?
I got May. But okay, it could have been like last year. So I don't know, but I got May. Titan 3, will that work?
Should.
Inoperable.
Ooh, inoperable. Well, is it inoperable because of our design manufacturing issues, or is somebody going to make it inoperable, like aliens?
I don't know. I just heard inoperable.
Interesting. Okay, over on the Rumble side of things, if Facebook is taken over by the White Hats, why am I in a 30-day lockdown as of the 1st? Well, yeah, that's another thing. Is I'm also under pressure on on Instagram, and I keep hearing from Candace and others that we've got control of the media. Sure doesn't seem like it, because we're still being censored right and left for any opinions that are not politically correct.
So there's like computer programs that if somebody gets a strike or they're so they, and it was the censorship would, like, you said anything and it would take you down or put you in jail or whatever. So I do think that they because I have seen things on Facebook that I'm like, how is this even on here? How are you not getting in trouble? So what Gabriel's saying is that they've basically cut it down to half. All right, so some people are still going to get popped. Some people are not. So they're filtering in the truth back into Facebook, because if it were to happen all at once, it would be a big, like, somebody took over Facebook, and they're not ready for everybody to know that yet. They still need to go through the public trials or whatever of taking down of the head of Facebook.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a filtering in, and we've seen that across social media. We've seen it with in mainstream media now, filtering in of the pedophilia and the bad guys and all the bad stuff and the laptop and everything, and that's what you're seeing. So that's happening across the board.
Okay. I ran so far away. Funny, Kenneth. Bloomberg reported that 100,000 Ukrainians are waiting to cross into San Diego. How did they get
to
Mexico?
God. Like San Diego needs any more. Okay,
yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Well,
anyway.
Ukes aren't really as bad as the usual crowd, the usual MS-13 crowd that comes through there.
No, I'm not saying anybody's bad. I'm just saying San Diego's they're done. Okay, they got enough people. It's terrible. How did they get to this? I just said at the beginning of the show. So it looked like they were Middle Easterners. That's what I think when I had that part of the world.
Okay.
In these pockets in Mexico, and that may be, if they didn't vet everybody, if they don't know who everybody is, and they just shipped, the refugees over here, and they're sitting there, that it may be why we're on this high alert.
It seems like separating this out to another subject, it seems like more people are starting to notice that Joe Biden's alleged presidency doesn't operate like a real presidency.
None of it should hinge on a dictator.
They're noticing that he's not in the White House ever. This is not the White House.
How much it hurts. You heard me say before, I grew up in a family.
He's reading off a teleprompter.
Where the price of a gallon of gasoline went up, it was discussion at the kitchen table. Our family budgets, your family budgets, to fill a tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war.
And
so today I'm laying out a two-part plan.
More people are just noticing, Jen, that this appears to be a fake administration. And there was a story going around that they are getting ready to literally bulldoze over the White House, Capitol, the Supreme Court, and just leave Washington, D.C. to be reclaimed as a swamp, that they're going to do that fairly soon. Is there any truth to that?
No. What's interesting about that video? The person who's videotaping that is standing on that stage. Where did that come from? Why was that released now? Why do we have the view of seeing the teleprompter?
Yeah. Is it from a White House live stream that went rogue or something? I don't know.
Someone is clearly leaking that. Either that or it's fake, but I don't think it's fake. I mean, I think that...
No, it's not fake.
So, if it was somebody just sitting there in the press and they said, oh, look, we're in this thing, yeah, okay. But the perspective of that is somebody who's standing on the stage off to the sidelines. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah. It just shows that this is not a real White House. It's not a real... and the thing is, people are asking, why doesn't anybody mention... When was the last time you saw any footage of Joe Biden in the Oval Office? I think he's been in there 2 or 3 times. He apparently is not allowed in the real Oval Office. Sorry, my eyes are killing me today. Are people going to start noticing this at some point, or?
Well, they are now. They're leaking these videos. That's what I'm saying. Is like the truth is filtering in right now more than it was, and it's not just from everyday people. So yeah, I mean, I think they really are red pilling the public, and it's going to continue, and it's going to increase.
Okay. Question for Jen: is Snow White an array of databases? I don't really know what Snow White is. I can't track all this stuff.
Kind of. He says it's kind of like excuse me. It's kind of like a database, like an operation.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to explain.
It's a
Conglomerate of things. Yeah.
Complicated military operation. Do we know what the objective of the operation is?
He's not going to tell me that. He said I can't tell you that.
Okay. All right.
So I don't get myself in trouble, you know.
By the way, I wanted to tell you a story. On the flight to New York last Thursday, they said, oh, there's thunderstorms all around the New York area. It's going to be really rough. We're going to lock down the cabin half an hour early, which they did. We locked everything down, seat trays up and all that stuff. And it was bumpy. It was bumpy. And I know planes can manage these things really well. And I know that the structure is much strong enough to handle these things, but it's still upsetting. And you're still counting on a pilot. And although the computers do help the pilot keep the plane flying the right way, it was a 737 MAX, which, I wasn't wild about being on. But it started getting a little bumpy about 20, 25 minutes out. And I'm like, Jesus. And I talk to Jesus when I'm on the airplane all the time. And I'm like, I know you can't do everything about everything, but I would really, really appreciate it if you could make this just smooth out and we could go ahead and land without any big trouble. And it stopped. Instantly stopped. And there was no turbulence again for another 10 or 15 minutes. And even then it was just a little bump here and there. Nothing to worry about. It was 10 times less than they said it was. So I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't hurt to talk to Jesus. It never hurts. But what amazed me, Jen, was that it was instantly when I asked for that, it stopped. It was like a bubble went up around. What's so important
about pairing up in prayer is its creation, okay? When you're pairing up, wherever two or more gather in my name, the creation is stronger, okay? So in your reality, in that moment, which they've been waiting on, all of us over here have been waiting for you to be more faithful anyway. So you reach out to Jesus.
I'm faithful.
When you start to panic and reach out to Jesus. I'm talking to Jesus all the time. Oh my God. I would panic so hard in that situation. But what you created there in your personal reality was a moment of peace. And the whole concept of personal realities is something that I'm learning a lot about now and going to continue learning and teaching all of you. But it's very interesting. And the dark side doesn't want you to know that we are in a constant process of creation, and you can create bad outcomes in your personal reality, or you can create good ones. I mean, so if you take a look at it, like you sitting right there, I am a character right now in your personal reality. Mm-hmm. Everything that's going on in the world is in your personal reality. And if you take a look at it, it doesn't mean you control everything, but you can control or choose what to experience next in this version of yourself in this personal reality. So it's very hard because the program we have is just seeded with doubt. And once you push past the doubt, it's in those times when you really reach out and you're panicking. You said, and you're really focused on seeing that moment of peace or that outcome. Without the doubt, you'll see it happen. And so I've heard that many times for people. I've done it on airplanes as well. Of course, I'm over there with all the archangels, and I'm like, I'm so afraid to fly. I hate it.
Panicking, but I was just, could we smooth this out, kind of a thing? And he was like, sure, here you go. It's all smooth. Next,
That
because of
was
my bad dream about Amaranth this morning, I think now, Jesus, I'm going to ask you to smooth things out so I can date her. Let's just do
no, you
that.
can't. You can't do that.
I can date Amaranth.
Well, you can't interfere with her free will. Maybe she doesn't want to date you.
She will.
Can't force.
I just got.
Nothing.
Jesus just
divine
has to
is
arrange
forced.
the meeting. Jesus just has to arrange the meeting. The game is up to me.
What would be better is to say, "Can you bring somebody into my life that would have the qualities that I like in this person?"
Specifically her. Okay, so Kimberly Reck wants to know: is it true that Elon Musk just announced that he now owns 9% of Twitter?
I saw a post later that he owns a lot more. Somebody said they saw in the news today that he was the primary shareholder now.
Elon Musk, Summer 9.2% share in Twitter, 73.5 million shares, and Twitter shares have gone up in the stock market. Yeah, it's pretty focused in on 9% right now. So interesting stuff. Apparently, there is some truth to that. Brooke would like to know, Jen, did they make the virus with a snake instead of a bat? I'm not sure what the relevance to that is, but yeah.
No.
Okay. Don't know.
You know what I see happening if they were to use oh wow. So if they were used to, I don't know if this is true, but what I see if they were to use stuff from a snake that they used from a bat is that the blood would curdle. Not just clot, but curdle. Ew. Anyway.
Jen, is what David Straight teaches to become an American state nationalist true? Does it work like he says it does? I don't really know what that means.
I do. I watched one of his videos and I want to watch the rest of him. I think he's amazing. I don't think he is telling any kind of lies. Let's see. %100% true. Wow.
Okay.
But you would have to be very, very knowledgeable, and this is like a course of study that you would have to, and there's consequences to it because you're not going to be able to function like a normal human being. You're always going to have to run into some roadblock where you're going to have to pull out some kind of paperwork or something like that. And I don't think we're going to have to do that as we go on, but let's say if you had run into David Straight years ago, then yeah, you could have functioned on that level. But you'd kind of be like an outcast. It's almost like in your life, everywhere you turn, there'd be some way that something you have to fight to keep that. So it's interesting. But I do think that everything he is saying is true.
Painful 13, Jen, you are a ray of sunshine. God bless
you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
That's nice.
Okay. James Hitchingham. Jen, is there an elemental connection with Angel? Oh, we already asked that one.
Did that.
I already did that one. That's the one I marked. It was because Biden was eating pizza with the troops. That's what the reference is to. So.
And that whole thing with the pizza with the troops just seems so staged to me. I mean, why would they do that? He looked like somebody in an old folks' home who was just completely drugged up trying to eat his pizza there. And then the reactions of the military around him, that would never be allowed. I don't care if you like the president or not. Never, ever be allowed.
The contempt on the faces of the soldiers was...
And then there were fake pictures that were put out. There's one of Biden. You can clearly see that the guy looking up at him like this. That was a fake picture.
Okay.
So the whole that when people say, "Oh, it's a movie, we're watching a movie," it's things like that make me think we are, because that to me seem just so staged. You know, why would first of all, the president's just sitting right in the middle of all of them. You know, Trump would do that, but I don't think
Trump
Biden
would be mobbed by them. They would be all around him. So, you know.
Yeah, and the way they were all looking at him, there would have been some commanding officer or something being like, "You don't do that."
Boys,
you know.
Well,
right.
Yeah. That brings me to another subject that came up recently on philosophy yesterday. You posted. Let me see if I can go get it. And it is a question that you apparently put into Siri. And when you put this into Siri, this is
what
Siri said.
I'll tell you about it.
Siri says, oh shoot, wrong thing. Stop sharing. I'm gonna share a window.
Well, this chick put up a video.
And it says, is Donald Trump the president? And it says Donald Trump, born June 14th, 1946, is the 45th and current president of the United States. And then when he asked about Joe Biden, it says he's the United States head of government since 2021. Is that a real thing? I guess we could ask Siri.
I did those. There's a video. Yes, I did it myself. Brett was sitting right there. I did it twice. And then I'm like, well, what's that mean? And then, so there's a lady, who is it, on Telegram, right before that post, Patriot for Life, put out a video where she asked that question, and Siri put that up there. So I tried it several times. And in the first picture that I captured, it says exactly what I said. Is Donald Trump the president? And then down below, I'm trying to remember what I said. I think I said, is Joe Biden the president? And it came up, Joe Biden, United States of America, head of government, 2021 until now. And then I'm like, well, why? Okay, so they're both coming up. Must be some kind of glitch. But then I got it. Then I saw it. Donald John Trump, born June 12th, June 14th, 1946, is the 45th and current president of the United States. And then I looked at Biden, and it says head of United States of America, head of government. Who has a title like that? Head of what? CEO, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. The United States of America is the corporation.
Yes.
The United States is the real republic. It's the real government.
And so if Wikipedia is telling us that he is the 45th and current president of the United States, it does not say the United States of America. United States of America was the corporation. Donald Trump is the current president of these United States. Joe Biden heads the corporation, and the corporation is no more. Right there.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I did it myself, and it's not like some kind of word trick either, because I was like, okay, so I asked the same question, but it didn't really pop up. And I think some people are getting, depends on what you say, that Joe Biden is the current president, but it's of the United States of America.
Right. Which is the corporation.
And we are going to be, again, the United States.
Yep, that's good stuff. Okay, 283.
Oh, I wonder why. Okay, so why doesn't it say America? United States of America. Is it because we're going to have Canada? And is it because we're going to have Australia? And is it because we're going to have states that are islands?
That are not part of America. Well, Canada is technically North America, but yes.
Yeah, but Australia's not.
The United States, not the United States.
The United States.
America.
So it doesn't restrict us to this continent, right?
That's right. It means Australia can join and New Zealand can join, and that would be good stuff. Okay, 275 of you guys in the live stream right now. 163 on Mike Barra 333, 41 on Mike Barra 365 on Mike Bear 2. This is a reminder to you, those of you guys who are on Mike Bear 2, that I can't remember my login for that channel, so I can't delete the videos. So that channel is going to get taken down as long as the censorship continues. So go subscribe to either Mike Bear 3 or Mike Bear 33 if you have to see it on YouTube. Better yet, go to mikebera.blogspot.com and follow me there. You will always get the latest shows, or go to Rumble, get Real News Live, or on Telegram, Mike Bear 33, all one word. That way you guys can always find these shows. I had a person the other day, hey Mike, I haven't seen you in a while, where are you? And I'm like, fuck dude, I'm all over the place. You just have to look. Does anybody use Google? I mean, I know people don't use Google, but God, it's like, yeah, no, I haven't done a show in 6 months, Jen. He must have lost me, because it's like, do people not know the environment we're in? I don't know. Anyway, 2 on Facebook, 1 on D Live. Welcome to the guy on D Live who's watching us there, and 2 on Twitch. We're competing with Amaranth. We're only about 75,000 behind her right now. And over on Rumble, we have 260 people watching right there. Let's see if there are any questions over on the Rumble side of things. Our PH man would like to know, will there be a false flag event with a low-yield nuclear weapon? Is that what the concern is, Jen?
There are threats of that, but it will not happen.
It will not be allowed to happen.
But because of threats of that, the military must be in formation.
Oh, okay.
In preparation for
Interesting.
that.
All right. Before we go to the break, real quick, let's talk about NewGenCrypto.com. There are new sponsors here on the show, NewGenCrypto.com. What you can do is you can type in your browser to go to NewGenCrypto.com, NewGenCrypto.com, and visit the site of our new sponsors. Now, the thing about NewGen Crypto that's really interesting is everybody always asks, well, are there any asset-backed cryptocurrencies, or are they all just air? You know, people talk about fiat currencies or US dollars like, oh, well, they're, you know, cryptocurrencies aren't backed by anything. Paper currencies aren't backed by anything. They're just paper. NewGenCrypto.com plans on becoming the first truly asset-backed cryptocurrency, backed by precious metals, backed by various products, commodities like hemp, and they are going to be the very first one of all time. So, well, maybe not the first. The other thing about NewGen Crypto that's really important is that most cryptocurrencies go through an exchange like Coinbase, where you don't really control the wallet. NewGen Crypto is going to have its own currency exchange. It's going to be based out of Lithuania. They've got a deal there with the government. Things appear to be moving on that. And one of the other things that make NewGen Crypto kind of interesting is that for a limited time, you're going to receive an extra 10% in bonus coins when you make a deposit. The smallest deposit is $50. They gave me 100 NewGen Crypto coins. I actually got 110 because I got the 10% bonus. That's going to go away at the end of April. And the other thing that makes NewGen Crypto really unique is the fact that you're going to earn, with staking contracts, you're going to earn 0.35% in interest compounded daily. That means that every 3 days, you get a new NewGen Crypto coin. If you have 100 coins in there, 3 days from now, because of the staking process, which it explains how to do on the site, you will have 101. So it is a completely unique new product that's out there, NewGenCrypto.com. They hope that when everything changes over and we go to this new system of commercial exchange, that NewGen Crypto will be one of the top coins available. So go to the site, NewGenCrypto.com. There's a 17-minute video presentation on how it works. You just click right there, and you can click on this button here to get started. NewGenCrypto.com, the new face of cryptocurrencies. And I just made that slogan up in my head. Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at JenniferFallah.com?
Okay. Well, that pop-up there is my radio station. You can listen to it 24/7. Commercial free, pretty much. And for absolutely free, we have all kinds of shows about cool stuff. Anyway, if you would like to get a private reading with me, you can go to JenniferFallah.com. Right now, I'm still offering our toxic DNA cleanse and DNA correction. Getting a lot of good feedback on people from these conditions clearing up, things just getting better. So it's interesting. That's been fun. So you purchase there and you email me with a picture and your name. You can also purchase gift cards for your loved ones for a divine healing or a 30-minute reading. You purchase the card, I give it to you, you send it to them like a picture, you're done. They contact me. I've got Marcy Howell is helping me with personal cleanses and house cleanses. If you feel like you're having a hard time, you've got bad dreams, you've got anxiety, you've got anger issues, or somebody in your house is going down the tubes, probably need an attachment removal or energy cleanse or the house cleanse, you can contact Marcy Howell there. You can purchase there. Then do email her at that email right there and send her a picture and tell her what's going on. I have a love button. If you love me, you can push it. Psychic development classes we still have up. I have not done another one because we weren't sure about what's going to happen, but we will do another one. You can purchase these now. We will get a link within 24 hours, and you can watch it over and over and over again. If you go to the readings and services page, I have all of the basic readings, half an hour, past life readings, regular illness healings, things like that there. Mediumship, all those great things you can. And I do have time slots available this week. So get on in there and get them.
Are open.
Yeah.
All right. So that is what is going on at jenniferfallah.com that week. What's that? Your little doggy's barking? Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I closed the door and now they're in my room.
Barkley gets crazy like that sometimes too. And if you'd like to send me some love, I always appreciate it. Scott Silk, man, you rock and roll. Thanks very much for the contribution. A few other people I have to acknowledge tomorrow. It's paypal.me/Mike Barra, or at Venmo, it's at Mike-Barra. $5, $10, $25, $50, or you can put yourself in the Scott Silk package. Thanks very much for the help and support to keep the show going. Pay the bills, pay Blake. I really do appreciate it. And thank you very much for.
Oh, and I am catching up on my emails today. I'm about 3 days behind. So if you've been waiting to hear from me, it's still there. I'm just trying to catch up with them.
That's what happens when you take a vacation, Jen. Okay, Laura Mills would like to know, and again, this is hard to predict. Will silver really take off? The reason why I'm asking is that between the seller's markup and taxes, I have about $800 to make up to get my full investment back or make a profit. Well, silver was doing pretty well the other day, but we all know it's worth a lot more than the $25 an ounce it's selling at. Let's just say this: will it get to $100 an ounce at some point in 2022?
So what I'm seeing is and I do not give financial advice, blah, 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 disclaimer, blah, blah. I'm a psychic lady, can be totally discredited. So what I'm seeing is like $67 in 22. It's really, as we turn to 23, that it takes off a lot.
Okay.
So it triples pretty much this year, but then it really takes off.
Wow. Cool. All right. Marie Roberts is having a wisdom tooth removed on 4/11. Will the process and my healing go okay? It should. I've had that done a couple times, so.
It'll be sore. It'll be fine, though. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just relax.
Mind what they say. Don't suck anything through a straw because it'll suck the blood clot out, and you need that blood clot to heal up and form the gum. Jennifer, how bad is this border crisis going to get once the Section 42 law is removed and Biden opens the border? That's a good question, and that's why this guy needs to be stopped sooner rather than later.
He's not going to be able to open the border. They may say that, but no. I just don't see that.
It's not going to be open. Okay. Will the COVID bullshit come back? Yes, they are going to try. They're trying a new variant already. They're trying to convince us there's a new variant, but I don't think people are going to take it. People are just about fed up.
It's like running around crying wolf right now. And people are just like, you know what? No. I don't care what you got. I'm not doing this again. You know?
It was really kind of disheartening. I mean, the second I stepped off that airplane, I ripped my mask off and threw it on the floor. Walked through the airport, everybody's wearing a fucking mask. 99% of them up over their noses. I walked through there like a god. One other dude didn't have his mask on. We looked at each other. Yeah. It's just like, how stupid can people be? Why do they keep doing this? I just, I guess because you want to fly. I mean, I did wear a mask below my nose the entire time. But it's like, please God, let's stop this nonsense.
I remember when I was in Costco, and they had these Costco Nazi police that are in there, and this one dude, I'm walking through with my teenage daughter, and I've got it like right here because it fogs up my glasses, and I can't stand it if something's on my face like this. I feel like claustrophobic, like I can't breathe. Okay, and so I've got it down right here, just enough. And he's like, "Ma'am, you need to put this up over your nose." And he's like, why is it that you feel like you can't put that up over your nose? And I said, because it. And then I look at my daughter, and she's like, Mom. And I'm like, because I feel like I can't breathe, and it fogs up my glasses. Oh, ma'am, loud like this. Everybody's looking at me. Okay? And my daughter's like, Mom, please don't. She's so embarrassed. And I'm like, I'm going to throw a fit and make a scene right now because he goes, "Ma'am, do you feel like you have a health condition that would stop you from putting this mask on?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's none of your damn business what my health condition is. And
yeah, you could say yes.
No, Mom, stop it.
Well, sometimes Jen, they're trying to help you. Like I went for lunch.
Yeah.
With a friend a month or two ago. And she said, "Have you been vaccinated?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "Just say yes." And I said, "Yes." She said, "Okay, right over here." So I didn't have to wear a mask. So
nobody asked us that in Idaho. And this was like in the thick of things over here. Nobody asked us to do anything anymore.
Jen, when do you think China will attack Taiwan?
Like I said before, I think this is ongoing. I think that we're not going to hear a lot about what's going on with China and Taiwan. We may hear like the big blow up, but it's harder to get information out of that situation than it is over in the Ukraine for some reason.
When the dollar collapses, will we barter until the monetary system straightens out? And I am sure it will cause civil unrest. I don't think it's going to last. When the dollar collapses, it's going to be fixed like right away.
Streamline is what I'm seeing. Is just like, oh, okay, hey. So we have this new currency now, and it's gold backed, and you can use. Yeah. So it's like all this. It's all set to go, right? And so they just need the go, and then they just tell everybody, okay, so this is what's happening. We have a new currency now. You'll have such and such a 6 months or whatever to keep trading in the old dollars. Everybody will take the old dollars. And
that'll be that. Pakistan market crashed today, and a Pakistan Air Force plane just made an emergency landing at Baltimore Airport in Maryland. Any idea what that plane is doing there? Did somebody flee Pakistan? Some important person?
Huh. Air Force plane.
That's what they say, Pakistan Air Force plane. But like Air Force One is technically an Air Force.
I said, no, it's a diplomat.
It's a diplomat. But not connected to the collapse of the market in Pakistan today?
Not directly.
Okay. Expedaliosis, when will Putin be done with Ukraine? Yeah, isn't that operation kind of supposed to be winding down? And I'm very sad Joe Biden has not gotten us into a war there, because that would be his ouster. Maybe they're watching his show and they're saying, no, Joe can't.
Ukraine is trying to continue this. It's failing. So they're retaliating. Putin's pretty much done. He's just dealing with the retaliation.
Is Nassara coming before September? My work contract ends at the end of September, and I need to know if I need to start sending resumes. I would say yes. You always have to assume you're not going to get rescued by the 7th Cavalry coming over the hill at the last minute.
Yes, it's coming. I ask every time someone asks me. I re-ask. And I still get a yes.
Coming before September was a question. How does one send
He
you a
actually said way
personalized...
before September, but yes.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Mike and Jen, how does one send you a personalized gift? Well, in my case, you can just send me some love.
I don't give out my address, but
and, so it's problematic. It's problematic. Bezos just bought MGM Studios. Oh, good. Well, maybe he can put some of those sliding sidewalk things in fucking MGM Grand then. Because when you go down the hallway to your room, it's like, your room is number 1,745. It's 175 yards down that hallway. That would help. Who participated in SNL? Brooks. Yeah, Brooks was there. I'm working on getting Mark Z to come join us for a Saturday.
Something off about that MGM Studios thing.
Yeah.
I was asking to just buy MGM Studios. He bought the rights to operate or something. There's something off about that. There's something off about Bezos, and people think that he's just running around free. I don't think so. So I don't know if somebody has assumed or taken over all of his money and is operating under his name or something. I don't know. There's something off with that.
Crystal Love would like to know if any Chinese and Russians are sneaking in across our southern border.
Yeah. We got people. That's what's concerning, is the pockets of people, not just people who wanted to come live here. Okay? That percentage is so much smaller than the rest of that's coming over. It's the pockets of minions that this cabal has got stationed in our country, just waiting for the call. And I think that's what's going to happen after we have this flip. That's when I originally saw the EBS. That's when I saw the tweet. When the backlash hits, from those that wish to do us harm, the backlash hits. And so that may come after the flip. But we will have a flip. And we will have a new financial system. And then they're going to send out, they got nothing else left, right? Except for these paid minions in pockets in our country. Then they're going to send them out as regular people who just can't stand it that we've done this. Like anybody in their right mind would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like your Antifa and your, but they're really going to look like regular people rioting and doing bad things. And so that's why the military is in place should they all of a sudden call these people into action.
Betty McCain says, while out shopping over on Rumble, I noticed new ATM machines outside the store. They didn't look operational yet, but had rainbow bills in them. How do you know they had rainbow bills in them, Betty? And then, what state? And could you send in pictures? Pixar, it didn't happen, Betty. And that would be cool news, though, if it's true. And Price MK LHJ says, I did $100 on New Gen a few weeks ago. It's already up to 126. All right. Cool news. Anything on that? Is that real, that story about rainbow currency in them, on them, the new currency?
About that ATM machine?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you would know there was rainbow currency in them.
Well, if it's inoperational, and you can't get
She
anything out of it.
She said it wasn't operational yet. So.
Well, then how would you know what's in it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you saw somebody put it in there.
Gabe's Garage, that's possible, but Pixar didn't happen. Gabe's Garage wants to know, is Biden in the final stages of his train wreck? Yeah, please say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any day now. I'm just expecting it any day now.
AJ Ferrara, are they Ukrainians refugees or Azov Nazis coming into our country? That's an interesting question. Are the Nazis pretty well wiped out there or not?
The Nazis were not just the officials. Um, you know how we've been brainwashed here, and people can easily be brainwashed, over a period of time to believe that something is good, right? So you do have people, just like they did back in World War II, who were on board with the whole Nazi thing. And they're not calling it Nazi. They're calling it something else. But I do think that 40% of those people, 40%? 40% would be fair to say, mixed in with those people, are people who have that ideal. Like, that is you would consider them Nazis, yeah.
Yeah. Stephanie can't wait for the new president. It's not our new president. He's our current president. Just ask Siri. She'll tell you he's the new president. China has taken root on a lot of China stuff in there. Bill's Mafia hitman. Jen, what will the winning Powerball numbers be? If she knew that, she'd tell me, and I'd split the money with her or something. But
why would I tell any of you if I?
Well, psychics can't.
That'd be me over here.
Yeah,
I get my house on the lake and everything else.
You know what I say every time I go buy a lottery ticket? I say, I am going to win this jackpot because God loves me and I'm a winner. See, Jesus loves me. Candace, a different Candace than our Candace. Hi, Mike and Jen. Is Travis a good guy for me? Is Travis a good guy for Candace?
Well, let's ask it in a different way. Depends on what you want. Will he be good to Candace? Yeah. Can't tell you it's forever. All right. But for a period of time.
Okay. Angie Lincoln Dasner, why is Germany announcing a price increase of 50% for food? More fear, or is it just trying to get Americans panicked? Yeah, well, of course, Biden's out there telling us there's going to be food shortages, so he's trying.
They're trying to create famine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but they're doing it. First, they do it with the energy. Then we got shipping. Now we're grounding. Now we're limiting transportation. They're killing off chickens. They're putting bans on the sale of chickens. So that's eggs and chickens and anything made from that. We've got problems with fertilizer to getting fertilizer in here. And where do you get fertilizer? If you don't have it from Russia, you get it from chicken shit. And then so they can't have the chickens, so they kill off all the chickens. And so they're trying to create famine. They're trying everything they possibly can to win right now. And they're not gonna. Okay? So I don't think we're all going to starve. I do think that this will be stopped before that can happen. But should you run into some difficulty in getting things or delays in getting things, or we may get to a time where you don't want to be at the store trying to get things because people will rob you or steal your stuff, so just get it now and have it in your house.
Jen, the potty mouth prophetess, once again said chicken shit on the air. Lanny Wallace. Okay, so is Q reference about Alice a computer, Hillary Rodham Clinton, or something else? The references to Alice. I guess there's some in the media, or some in some of these 17 posts that I don't think are really.
It is a location. So I really see Saudi Arabia or something like that. Is what it looks like. I couldn't tell you exactly. Decode the Q stuff for you here. But Alice, is it a computer? No, it's not a computer.
Okay.
So it's like a reference to a location which would be considered Wonderland, probably for the bad guys. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if that's right.
Okay. Did SNL discuss the fact that the government declared ivermectin to be useless? Yes, we laughed it off. And I will tell you again, the most expansive study of ivermectin that's been done is the one being done by Dr. Brooks Agnew, where he's basically gotten ivermectin for over 5,000 people. Not one of them has had to go to the hospital. And there are 3 people who were either in the hospital or on the verge of going to the hospital that started taking ivermectin, and none of them the two got out, and the other one never had to go to the hospital. He cleared up right away. So
You need to
it's just
start
another
listening
one.
to people's personal experiences more than headlines. Because,
Yeah.
if you ask
Well, it's a
me,
fake study. It's a fake study. They basically didn't give people enough to make any difference, and then they said, "Oh, it doesn't work." Well, yeah, because you didn't give them the right dosage. So again,
well,
it's infuriating.
you should see my cat. I've been putting it on the back of his neck. He was like on death's door. We were like getting prepared. We're like, yeah, he's going pretty soon. But I mean, he was a size small cat, and he had lost so much weight. He just looked like he had his coat just hanging on him, and losing balance for a cat. I mean, just squinting at you, and I'm like, oh my god, So I've been doing healings, but I've been putting the ivermectin on the back of his neck every 2 to 3 weeks. He is beautiful. He's got his color back. He's got his balance back. He's not squinting at me. Clear eyes. He's gained his weight back.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I feel like I'm getting a little something, getting a little tickle in my throat, or my nose starts to run or something. I'll take one ivermectin. Next day, everything's gone. So,
right, cool. Pureza Oliveira, General, my daughter Mariana returned to me. Love and thank you, Pureza.
Well, I don't really know what you mean by that. Return to you. Start talking to you again. Moved back in. What? That is something we should talk about privately, actually. We can talk about that whole situation.
Okay. Diana Layla wants to know, my daughter Heather and 2 grandchildren, Zane and Malik, flew to Jordan to bury her husband. Will she be all right to fly back on April 9th to the States with my grandkids? We can hope.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So her husband died? So sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be okay.
Okay. Will or has the deep state released a hemorrhagic virus?
Oh my god. Karen! Stop it! I know her. She's like, this woman's on it. Everything. She's like, take care of everybody in her entire life. She knows. But no, I don't think so. I think that they're just throwing out these reports to scare the crap out of people. Like, oh, hey, you're all just getting way too free there. You're just moving around all freely now, and the summer's coming. And so they're like, we need more fear. We need more fear. And so I think they're just throwing all this stuff out if they can. See what sticks.
Yeah. First fall of man was through a serpent, I thought now as well. Yes, and that is why women have such a hard time picking where to eat, because the last time they did, things did not go so well. So that's why
you're such a chauvinist. It's so annoying. My God. Anyway.
That's one of the best memes ever. That's why women can't decide where they want to eat, because the last time they picked, it didn't go very well.
Oh my God. And that Tuesday, I think I watched her a few minutes and I got on there right for you to say, now this is what happens, men, when you don't keep your woman in your pocket. And I'm like,
when you let your woman get out of pocket.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No.
You're such a pain in the ass.
I'm just telling you what works and what doesn't work.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm telling you.
Too much to say.
Take the lead. She will follow.
Mm-hmm.
She will love you for it.
Yeah, but you can't find your keys and your shorts, and you couldn't feed yourself well. Take care of yourself. When the woman's around. This. It's just.
I'm not
I have a lot to say about that.
I'm not saying the woman doesn't have to bring value. I'm just saying you got to lead. If you turn over the leadership, you're going to lose your woman. I promise. Rick Norman, R.I.P. John Lear, really out there. We're one of the fathers of conspiracy theories. Yeah, we've lost John Lear and Jordan Maxwell the last 2 weeks. It's really too bad. Last couple of weeks. So, yeah. Is there anything going on with the truckers? The truckers looked like they were going to be something, but then it never amounted to anything.
That's what I said about the whole thing. I was so disappointed because I said they're not going to be effective unless they go in. What is this, driving around? Oh, we're going to circle. It's like, and so they wouldn't let them go in. Now, if they went in, they were going to be in danger, but it wasn't going to be effective because they didn't go in. And so it wasn't seen. It was just like, okay, so you got this big patriot party going on and you're looping. Um, and I do think that they planned to go in and tried to go in at one point, but then it was stopped. So it's like it wasn't effective here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know why I clicked on that. The Republic was restored on April 1st. If I told you how many times I've heard that in the last 7 years, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The Republic is not restored until it is declared openly. So, being reported that top execs at True Social are leaving after troubled app launch.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. I don't think that's not true.
I got in pretty quick, so.
Top execs. Yeah, they would put that report out, try to bash it. They're bailing on Trump because it's not good enough. Shut up.
Yeah, hey, a few Wisconsin precincts have voted to decertify the 2020 electors. Actually, more than half of them now. So, any movement going on in Wisconsin that you sense?
Well, yeah, you just said there was movement going on. Wisconsin will be first. I have said that from the beginning. I'm sticking to it.
Guys, Ungoverned Cheese is still out there, but they've had some real issues with the website. I know that Warren and Bridget have had some issues, so they're going to back off for a while and try to get everything working right before they make a comeback. Stephanie Jackson, smash that like button. I agree. Katie Cat signed up for the DNA cleanse. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Make sure you email me with the picture.
Yes. I am not giving financial advice, neither is Jennifer, but Stephanie Jackson wants to give you advice. Buy some Tesla stock. They're going to do a stock split soon in the future. It might be a 10-1. This is not financial advice, says Stephanie. I just don't want to put any money in the stock market myself at all. Dorinda Cardio wants to know if Florida will have a bad hurricane season this year.
Okay, I want to say something, but I don't want to upset anybody. Lately, I've been hearing a lot about the fall. I don't think we're going to have to wait. What we're looking for lately is our initial flip, and we're looking for a financial reset, okay? Once that happens, we're flipped to good. We're moving in a good direction. We're cool, okay? I think that's still happening soon, but I'm hearing about a lot of stuff happening in the fall. When I saw the original post, my fellow Americans, daily realized that we're taking back our great country from those who wish to do us harm.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 years ago, I saw the fall. And lately, I've been hearing the fall. So we may not need the EBS to do what we need to do right now. We may have 2 EBS events. But for that post, and for the storm is upon us, that might be in the fall. The fall is the hurricane season. That may be used to for that tweet. So
okay, go ahead.
Keep it in the back of your mind.
Okay. Over on the Rumble side, Betty McCain says the rainbow bills were posted on the outside of the machines. Like, I assume you mean a picture of them. I live in Oregon on the coast. Well, go back to wherever that was, Betty, and get us pictures.
We want pictures.
And Concraw wants to know where you get ivermectin for cats. What you do is you get the cattle stuff, which you order on Amazon. It's a liquid, and you get a insulin syringe, and you just put a few drops on your finger. Put it on. Get a plastic glove so it doesn't, seep into your own skin, and put it on the back of your kitty. And I'm gonna try it
on the back of the neck where they can't lick it. One of your followers here, listeners, actually sent me the ivermectin. He's a cattle rancher, and he told me what to do, and I asked him about it for the cat. And so I tried it because I figured, well, this cat's looking bad. It's worth a shot. And so The first time I wasn't sure if I got it on the skin, so you're going to want to really just part that hair and put it right on the skin.
Yeah.
All right, I wasn't sure if I gave Charlie like 4 drops of it. But it is liquid 1% sterile solution ivermectin that you get at the feed store for cows and pigs.
Yep. It works. It works.
And I do it every 2 to 3 weeks. Once every 2 to 3 weeks.
Joanne Drury says, and he wonders why he does not have a girlfriend. Joanne, I have lots of girlfriends. Just so you know. Lots of them. Annie Buck would like to know, did my sister-in-law conspire with my ex to get rid of me?
I can't.
That's a private reading, girl.
Yeah.
That's a private reading, girl. My son's elementary school is finally mask-free today in Pennsylvania. Yay for you, Tamu, Nagina. Jen, this is Greta. Do John, Michael, and I have a romantic future together? I broke it off over the weekend. Well,
probably not if you broke it off.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably asked that before you broke it off. Let me see. There's a possibility of one, Greta, but you don't really like him. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that you need to find somebody that you really like. I mean, like when I was with, my first husband, no question. When I was with Brett, I mean, it was no question. You got to be with somebody where you're not like, well, he'll do. No, that's not good enough. That's not going to last. And that's how you feel about him. So that's not going to work.
No, I do not get. I do get them emails, but they go straight to my junk file. I've just. When it happens, it'll happen, and I'll know about it, and everybody else will know about it. Mount Weather has taken over. EBS is in control of the White Hats. True? False?
Military command. Yes.
Phil did some good gematria with what Scavino tweeted. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't watch Phil this weekend because he hasn't had a lot of info lately. But I was also dead to the world.
Phil's like off having a great time in his new life, and he's trying to fit everything in, and so he's throwing a little bit out here and a little bit out there to keep everybody satisfied. So there hasn't really been a whole lot that we got.
Stephanie, and we're going to hold her to this, says, if I won the Powerball, I would gift everybody here Tesla stock. Okay, Steph. Okay, that's a promise.
I'll take
right
silver.
There. Right there on the
Cash.
screen.
Cash is good.
Yeah.
Or pony. I'll take a pony.
Yeah, I took Ivor for about a week straight. I took it last week every day I was traveling, and I'm going to take it again every day I'm traveling. What do you get when you cross ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine? I don't know, but I wouldn't necessarily.
Is there a punchline to that?
Yeah, is there a punchline?
Sounds like a joke. I think you can take it. I looked it up, and I don't think there's any interactions. You guys, what I've used for the kids for so many years, it's called drugs.com, and there's an interaction checker there. And you can type up to like 4 drugs, and I always have the kids, and the kids do it to this day at 22 and 19. And like, Mom, can I take this with that? I'm like, put it into the interaction checker and see if you have any reactions or interactions. So you can do that with ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine.
A lot of comments here about me by the women. It's funny. Okay. Joanne Patton's cousin Barb had emergency surgery for a blockage in her small intestine and is in ICU and also has pneumonia. Is she going to be okay?
Oh, God.
Is she going to be okay?
Barb. She'll be okay. Barb just keeps hanging in there, but she'll be okay. I'm doing my best for her, Joanne.
Didn't Bill Cooper die in a gunfight with the FBI close to Edinburgh, Texas? I don't know. Maybe that's part of the UFO mythology down there, but I don't really know that much about him. So, Timothy Hanlon, Jen, is my ex-wife trying to woo me back?
No.
Sorry. Bam. It's like
immediate.
Okay, that is it. We are at the end of the line, Jen. Any final thoughts for the audience before we go on from here?
Other than you're a chauvinist? No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke for the day. He's gonna get all pissed off at me after the show.
No, I don't.
But
you can say that all you want, it doesn't make it true. I'm just realistic.
What?
Just realistic about women.
Oh my god.
I understand girls.
Anyway,
I had only known now what I knew.
let's agree to disagree.
What I knew now.
But so if there's no shows this week, we're doing Wednesday, right?
We are doing Wednesday.
Okay, so we're doing Wednesday. So whenever there's no show or anything, I am on Philosophy, FALLAWSOPHY on Telegram, and I am constantly posting things there. Most of the people are commenting on the show are in that chat, and they are posting things in the Philosophy chat, so you can keep up on anything that I think I find out about there. So go to Philosophy on Telegram. If you have a problem with Telegram filling up your phone and taking all your storage, you can change your settings on Telegram to like it only saves like the last 5 days or something, or I don't know how you do it, but it could stop that. I had to do that. My website again, if you'd like a reading with me, is jenniferfalaw.com, and free psychic reading Speaking of Light on Facebook. I post the links for the shows every day there, but I haven't been doing much else there. But you can always find me on Messenger on Facebook.
All right. So we will see all of you ladies who like to call me a chauvinist back tomorrow for Toxically Masculine Tuesday. We get a little bit more masculinity from your buddy Mike here. So, all right. PayPal.me/Mike Barra and Venmo at Mike-Barra. I do appreciate all the love, all the support. It really does help keep the show going. Helps pay for all these expensive trips I'm always taking all over the country. Or at least it's kind of fun to be back to traveling. And I've discovered I love going places, but I hate traveling. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I love going places, but I hate the getting there part. So again, PayPal.me/Mike Barra, Venmo at Mike-Barra. We will be back, or I will be back tomorrow for Toxically Masculine Tuesday. And that's going to be a quick show because I got to get out of there and go to my dental appointment. But everybody else, we will see you back here on Wednesday, me and Jen, for Tell the Truth Wednesday. That'll be a short, quick show before I head to the airport to go to Texas. So we'll see you then. Everybody have a great Monday. Keep your eyes open. Things could happen at any time. If they do, we'll try to get on and be as live as we can, as quick as we can. So until then, we'll see. Jen and I will see you Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Thanks for